Hey friend, my name is Maria, and today we're going to go through my October spending and my November budget. And if you watch my October budgeting video, then you'll know that October was the first month in 2025 where I have budgeted. And based on the numbers, you can tell, but let's get into it. So from the top line, what was deposited was less than what I had anticipated. And this is because I forgot that my 401k contributions are not a set amount, it is a percentage, which means that with the pay increase, the percentage stayed the same, but the amount that was contributed was more. And at first I was like, I don't know, should I not change it down so that I just max out over the 12 months. Now it just means I would max out a month earlier in November, which I think it's fine. So high level of my financial goals for October, I had two goals. One was to close out my October budget and spending by November 5th, which I did do, even though this video is delayed. And the second was to read my estate docs and make more progress on that, which I did not do. So that has been moved to November's goals. Some big wins for the month of October were that I canceled Book of the Month officially. It feels good. I have not regretted it yet, and I don't think I will regret it because I could just easily restart it if I wanted. But I just have so many books that I have already that I want to read, and even Book of the Month books. I think I have 5 Book of the Month books that I've already have but have not read, and so there's just no reason to be paying monthly for that if I'm so far behind. Another big win for October was that I canceled Netflix. I think I've watched maybe 2 episodes this entire year on Netflix, and it was 2 episodes of Love is Blind. I did it with my cousins and we actually blindfolded ourselves. But I don't know, we got really tired of that really quickly. But I just realized there's just so many other things that I want to do right now. And most of the TV shows that I like are on Hulu or Tubi, or just I watch YouTube videos as well. So Netflix has been officially canceled. So just looking through the October dashboard, just at a high level, I thought it would be about $6,000 that would be deposited. It ended up being about $5,800. And then 401k contributions, $2,000 to $2,200. And then HSA stayed. I think I didn't check the 345 when I put it in and just try to do it off the top of my head, but it was the same. And then I did transfer $4,000 from my savings to my checking to use in October. Spotify, so all my regular bills came in as expected. Moving on to investments, so we've already covered much of this, but these are, as expected. Again, I don't think I checked the number there. And then that number actually did go up. Travel fund, I do want to start a travel fund officially. I think it'd just be easier and I'll just deplete it over time. I think one thing that I need to figure out with this dashboard or make my own features with it is figuring out how to use sinking fund money in a budget, like in October or November, without it affecting my income for the month, because that's not really income. But I also don't want to show a deficit for the month. So I need to figure out how to do that here. It's not quite intuitive, if that is a feature. New car fund, $200, that's regular. Then we get into the transportation category. Well, gas was less than anticipated because I actually was out of town quite a bit in October. And so really I should have lowered the number. I should have known I should have lowered the number, but I didn't think about it. But spent a week in Nigeria and then was in New York City for a bit and then Philadelphia for a bit. And so being out of town means I'm spending less on gas. Car maintenance. This is an exciting one. So I had mentioned that my tire had a hole in it and I was having to fill it up every day. And then someone commented saying, you need to fix that. And so I did. That weekend, I went and got it fixed for free. So that's why that's $0. Originally, the dealership told me, oh, you need a new tire. We don't think we can patch it, blah, blah, blah. But I had someone else patch it for me and it's been great. Car insurance, I do want to do a sinking fund for car insurance. And then parking, I just allotted $50, but it ended up being $3.20. Food and dining out. Groceries, I budgeted $400, actually it was $147. Same reason as the gas situation, but I was out of town, so a lot of it more was restaurants or travel restaurants. And then restaurants was higher, it was my friend's birthday, and so treated to a dinner or two. So I was over budget on food, which, okay, is not ideal, but it's okay. Like transportation, I was way under budget, so it balances out a bit. Health and fitness. Hair, $200. My hair situation, the braids. I work with a woman and she said that the braids are $200. When I got to the actual place and the braids were already done, the braider said it was $225, and then it's like $225 plus tip, and so it ended up being more than I anticipated, but it's okay. Hair removal, I guess I didn't get my eyebrows threaded in October. I thought I did at the beginning of the month. I'm not sure, I have to check the transactions. Other health and fitness, this is the Rise app that I use, tracks sleep, and overall it's good. It might be something that I cancel in the new year, but sleep is something that I'm trying to prioritize, and so paying to hopefully get better with sleep is in line with how I want to spend the money. Fun. Fun is way high, like way high, because let's see, reading, I love that I budget for reading and getting like 1 or 2 books. So I spent $35 on The Art of Spending Money. Great book. I will have a couple of videos coming out where I'm summarizing that book and talking through some of the points that the book makes. So stay tuned for that. YouTube, $75. For YouTube, I had some help with a thumbnail. There's some stuff that I just don't know how to do, whether in Canva or Photoshop or whatever. And so I had 2 Fiverr people try and make the thumbnail that I was envisioning in my head. And so that cost $75. The thing with Fiverr is that they give you a price and there's all these taxes and fees and then tip. It's just so much. You just become like a $10 purchase becomes $25 so quickly. Like the platform costs are insane, and then the expectation of a tip for a service that's like, normally you would contract someone. I don't know, like do you normally tip a freelancer? I don't know. But coding, that was $20, so that's for Claude. I pay for Claude. That mainly I use it for coding, so that's why I put it under the coding category. It probably could be hobby other. And then business, so I am working on building a SaaS in 2026 and doing a lot of prep work now. So I paid a designer to start designing some of the screens that the web app would have, and so mixed results. But we'll talk that in a separate video. Other fun entertainment, I went on a bike ride with my friend Drew, which I think I mentioned that before, but we did that in October. And then I also went and saw kind of a niche movie with my mom. It ended up being, it was like $30 a ticket because it's so small production, I don't know, and they only hit certain cities, but it was a Nigerian film, which was really fun. Gifts and donations, this was right on target. They're automated, so as expected. Miscellaneous, which I guess maybe I need to increase my tithe with the increased pay. Did not think about that actually. Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm not sure, I have to check. Miscellaneous. Gift, I went to my brother's fiance's bachelorette, and I wasn't sure if you're supposed to take a gift for a bachelorette. I ended up not doing it, and I don't think anyone else did, but I budgeted $250 for that. So the $25 gift, so I bought my dad a groomie. He really wanted a groomie for Father's Day. And so this subscription, which I need to cancel as well, the subscription is still going. So it's $25. I really need to cancel. Maybe I'll put that on my November to do, my goals. Cancel groomie. If you're not familiar with groomie, it's basically a shaver for men, but like for like people on their head. What else? Subscriptions. For subscriptions, I actually put Claude under subscriptions, which makes sense because it's more general than just coding necessarily. But then also under subscriptions, I subscribed to Ellen Catherine's Patreon. She had a video that I really wanted to watch, and so I watched it, and I don't regret paying for it. But I don't think I'll do it. That might be a goal for November, to cancel in November and then go about my life. Actually, let's write that down. Cancel Ellen Catherine's Patreon. So the actual coding subscription in hobbies is actually for Code Mentor, which I also probably could cancel. I would just be canceling it for 1 month because I anticipate, well, I'll cancel. We'll cancel. Cancel Code Mentor. So many cancellations. Moving on to travel. Now, travel was overspent by a little bit. Basically, the flights, I thought I would fly, I think it was Frontier or Allegiant, but ended up flying Delta because it was direct and it was just way more chill. And with like the carry-on situation, all that. Flight was over. Stay. Vastly underestimated the cost of staying in New York City. Yeah, that's on me. Stay at a spot. It was good location for all the stuff that we were doing in the city for the Bachelorette, but it was just ended up being more, so. And then ground transportation, and then we have business expenses, which is empty. So overall, October was a month of brushing off the dust of budgeting and getting back into it. So not so crazy, but also it was a learning. Let's hope November goes a little bit more smoothly. The numbers are going to be mostly the same for November, so I'll go rapid fire really quickly through them. However, one big change is that I am now meal prepping. This week was actually the first week that I meal prepped everything, and let me tell you, I spent way less money just in general. So the groceries were $100, but then on top of that, it was supposed to be $100 for the week. The food seems to be lasting a little bit longer than anticipated. So it might be $100 every 10 days, which means like $300 a month. When I was anticipating it might be $400. But my restaurant spending has been nearly zero, which is crazy. I think I went to 3 restaurants this week. One was before I started the meal prepping. One was, actually 2 of them might have been before. Yeah, actually 2 of them were before. And then one was after, which it was a lunch with a friend and she wanted to go out. So I was like, that's fine. That will probably be the biggest change, is that my grocery budget will hopefully be a little bit more consistent, and restaurant budget will be closer to like $100 instead of $200, $300, $400, $500. Just going through this rapid fire. So income will be the 5812, and then 401k contributions, just leaving that at 18%. And then HSA, the 358. Spotify, Google storage, my phone, Claude, which I thought I put that under the other one. Wait, I'm not sure. But Claude, Code Mentor, which probably will be, depending on when it renews, it might charge in November. I'm not sure. And then Lumi, definitely want to cancel this in December, but I need to use Lumi, I think they call it tokens. Investments, 401k, 22, HSA, IRA. I started maxing out my IRA late this year, so that's why that number is maybe higher than the 583 that you might have. And then brokerage, just $5 every Wednesday goes to my brokerage account. So November has 4 Wednesdays. Savings, travel fund, and new car fund. Let's see, I have -46 to budget, so I guess no travel fund yet, but that will be a goal for December of figuring out a baseline travel fund amount. Actually, let me just put it on there now. Housing actually won't be zero. Well, I'm not sure where it should go, but I do need to buy some soap. So I've just run out, well, I've just used the last of my refill pack for the soap that I use, and so I will be buying some in November. And I would consider that housing. Transportation, gas 100, parking 25. With the holidays, parking probably won't be 25, so maybe we could say 15. And then I don't plan to travel anywhere in November. So food and dining out, I actually need to update this because I did these numbers before I started meal planning. Groceries will probably be, especially with the holidays, Thanksgiving, and eating Thanksgiving leftovers. I'll put groceries at 400 for now. No, really it should be maybe 350, maybe even 250. We'll put 350. No, we'll put 300. Okay, whoa, how did I go? Wait, oh, that was 6? That's crazy, Mariah. Okay, so now that 300 means I could do travel fund of like 200. That could be good. Okay, and then we already did transportation, food and dining out. Restaurants, 250, I think that's reasonable. It probably will be less. I think this week I probably spent, I know I spent like $2 at Chick-fil-A and then went out for, I think the lunch was maybe 15. So 20 bucks this week. So maybe restaurants could be like 100. As long as I'm disciplined about meal planning and eating Thanksgiving leftovers. We'll do 150. Yeah, for the month. Yeah, we'll do 150. We'll do 150. Yeah. Okay, and health test. I do want to do some health tests, but that's very secondary. Massage, I would love a massage. Nails, hair, I'll probably get my eyebrows done towards the end of the month, I imagine. Fun, reading again, love having a reading budget. There actually is a book that I would love to buy, but I'm debating whether I should just listen to it on Spotify. That book is $30, so TBD. But $50 budget, I think that's good. What might be missing? Again, this is how I need to figure out how to use sinking funds for these transactions without having it affect my income. Fun, overall, that's the same. Gifts and donations, well, and that's fun, basically. Fun. So yeah, hobby reading, the only thing in the fun category for November, maybe. And then, or maybe I should do like miscellaneous, actually. Oh yeah, because I am going to see Wicked. So it would probably be like 20 bucks plus maybe popcorn and stuff. Tithe, ministry support, so I should increase the tithe. Let's see. Well, I'll do the math later on how much is 10% of the new pay. Rough math, I might be increasing my tithe by $200, TBD. And then ministry support will stay the same. Miscellaneous shopping, $500. I'm not sure what this was for when I did it like a week ago. Oh, I remember. I need to buy the bridesmaid's dress for my brother's wedding. And then I also want to use my Lumi credits, which is about $500. So, but that shouldn't be an extra expense because I've already paid. So I think we can do 300. Education, subscriptions, gift, shopping. I think that should be good. Oh, for groceries, actually, I might increase that because my cousin asked me to do something for Thanksgiving and that will cost money. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. I should be okay. And then travel, flights, 500, stays, 978. Very specific number. But flights, I think this is for booking. I need to start booking some of my winter travel stuff. And so I think the 500 was for my Utah travel. Stay would not be 978, but maybe that might be like half of it. I do need to book it. I need to look and see what's available. So that is TBD. Okay, let me add that. Book Utah travel. Confirm Colorado travel. Maybe book Montana travel. We'll see. I might not be able to book. I might just confirm. Okay, that's it for November. So I have $63 left to budget. One thing I do know is that I lost my earbuds this week. I left them in a meeting room. They were white on a white table and I just completely forgot them. Got upstairs, got to my car and realized I didn't have it. And I was like, I'm not gonna go back to the building. I probably should have. But they were only $30, $35, I think. I think on Amazon they're $30 now with all the Black Friday stuff. But it's a bummer. They're great. But I checked the lost and founds. They haven't shown up yet. So I think I will just buy a new pair of the same ones because they're great. Also, I think I'm gonna do my top 10 favorite purchases of 2025 and those earbuds would be on them. Maybe twice now that I bought them twice. But stay tuned for that video as well. So what category should that go under? It's not fun. Miscellaneous? Did I have a housing? Miscellaneous, shopping. I think shopping, I think clothes. But we could put the earbuds under there. If I was going to increase a category by $63 or multiple categories, what would it be? It would be restaurants, maybe restaurants or travel really, but we'll see where things net out. So second budget for 2025 is in the books. But yes, you made it to the end of the video. That means you should give it a like. Maybe you might even consider giving it a hype. Something new on YouTube. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.